Hello, people. We are talking about authenticity this month, and I wanted to talk about the power of silence. Now, that pause right there may have seemed very, very long. It seemed very long to me. It was only a few seconds. That's because we are so used to noise everywhere, all the time. At the gas station, in the elevator, in the car, we are constantly bombarded with noises, conversation, messages. And we get uncomfortable with silence. But there is power in silence. In negotiations, it's been said that the first person to speak loses. Now, I don't want you to think of your life in terms of winning and losing, because I don't believe that it's always that way. But I do want you to think that oftentimes we speak up and rush to fill silences because we feel uncomfortable. And sometimes good stuff comes out of that discomfort. So if you're having a tough conversation with your son and you ask him, why didn't you study for your history final? You got a bad grade on it. If you rush to fill that in, you're never going to hear what he has to say. If you're talking to your boss and you say, hey, I'd like to have next weekend off. Will that work? And then there's a dead silence. And then suddenly you speak up and say, well, I guess I don't really need that time off. You've lost your power when you do that. The power is in the silence. So, don't feel like you have to rush to fill a blank in a conversation, and also don't feel like you have to respond. This is a tough one for me online. Oftentimes people will leave comments on my Facebook page in particular and make a comment about something, and I feel like I've got to respond to it. And sometimes those are not necessarily nice comments that are left for me, but I feel like I have to answer. And I'm trying to train myself now to realize that there's a power in not responding. I don't have to have the last word. I don't always have to respond. Not every comment someone makes calls for a response, and nor should it be validated with a response. So I'm trying to learn that myself. So I want to challenge you, conversations. Don't be the first to fill the gap, to fill in the blank spots, to fill in the silence. Let the silence sit and see what comes out of it. The silence is rarely as long as we feel like it is.